Hello everyone, welcome back. It is 15 degrees right now, and it's been that cold since at least this morning when I got up. So it's been that cold for more than 8 hours. Okay, now the significance of that is that both this rifle and this ammunition have been outdoors all day. Okay, so the rifle and the ammunition are basically at 15 degrees. So I was curious to actually test if there would be a point of impact shift because of the cold. Okay, and in the past I kind of suspected there might be, but this time around I have here this Ruger MPR, which I know like about 3 or 4 months ago I zeroed into a perfect 50-yard zero, and since that time I don't think I have fired more than 100 rounds on this gun. Okay, because if let's say if you're shooting like thousands of rounds, you know there's always a possibility that maybe your scope might shift. But I have fired less than 100 rounds since I zeroed this or checked my zero back in the fall. Okay, so with this gun being out negative, not negative, just 15 degrees all day, the ammunition being at 15 degrees all day, I went out to 50 yards and I did a 5-shot group, and yeah, basically I'm on the bullseye. Okay, so basically I did 4 out of 5 shots, or basically at a half inch at 50 yards. Okay, so this is basically 1 MOA ammunition. This Wolf Gold, I've done other videos on this. At 100 yards, this shoots about 1 inch, inch and a quarter maybe. But I've gotten plenty of 1-inch groups with this. So at 50 yards, I got 4 out of 5 shots in that 1 inch, and then the fifth shot up there, maybe I pulled it, I don't know, whatever. That opened up the group to 1 inch. So now here's the thing: it's not like the cold has zero effect on the ammunition, because what's happening is when it gets cold, the ammunition, because it's cold, right? It's 15 degrees. It's going to burn at a slow rate. So there is most likely a slight, imperceptible downward shift. Okay, but it's imperceptible. Basically, my shooting. My ability to shoot is not gonna be affected by that tiny downshift. So, I mean, I'm a half MOA shooter, all right. So the effect of the ammunition being like cold is gonna be, let's say, less than a quarter, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Okay, 1/8 MOA. So even though there is some effect, the bigger issue is how, is my fundamentals, like how well am I keeping the dot on target, or in this case chevron, my trigger squeeze, a breath control, all that. All those things are going to have more of an impact than the fact that, hey, the last time I checked this zero, it was like 7 degrees and now it's 15 degrees. Okay, so I kind of just proved it to myself. Now in the past, when I tested this out, it seemed like there was more of a shift, and it seemed like, I think the shift was like left or right. And I've done a number of videos over the past couple of weeks where I have figured out what that problem was. The problems that I had with my left-right shifts was because of the gun cant. Okay, because what happens is at all the locations that I shoot at, the ground is uneven, right? So when I'm trying to level off the scope to the ground, so at some locations it's like this, at other locations it's like that, because I'm leveling off to the ground. But in the last couple of weeks, I've added a bubble level, right? You can see that bubble level over there. That's the Monstrum bubble level. And now, no matter what location I'm at, I'm leveling off the gun to gravity. And since I have started doing that, I no longer have these left-right shifts with the same ammunition, right? Now, if I shift from one type of from one brand of ammunition to another, yeah, that could be a little bit of a shift. But if I'm shooting the same ammunition, I don't see the shifts, because like one of the things that was like driving me nuts, right? Like even with the same type of ammunition, like sometimes like I was zeroing the rifle. And one day it would be center, the next day I'd be a little bit to the right, the next day I'd be a little bit to the left, and I hadn't realized that as I was moving around to different locations, and the ground was like, slanted like this or slanted like that. I was canting the gun in accordance with the ground, and that's why I was getting the left-right shift. Since I put the bubble level on, everything is like is right down the center. Okay, so to answer myself, for a long time I've been curious. Does the cold temperature, like going from 7 degrees to 15 degrees, sometimes it gets even colder here, does it affect does it change the point of impact? Not to any extent that it matters, okay? Because I'm still, I had like I said, in the fall I had a 50-yard zero, and I still have a 50-yard zero. Okay, so I got 4 shots in there inside of half an inch at 50 yards. All right, so I'm finally satisfied, because like I said, for a long time it's been going back and forth in my head, and the reason for the inconsistencies was me canting the gun at different locations. So thanks for watching. Drop some comments below. I'll talk to you all soon.